This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 15. I'm greatly displeased with the nations that have made grace for, for granted. I was a little displeased with them, but they have only made things worse for themselves. I'd like to give praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. I like to give praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Pieces and salutations for hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz once again. The nations have made things worse for themselves, okay? When they've touched us and put us into slavery, okay, and stole the Native American Indians' lands, okay, and they think they're gonna go and sell off into the sunset. Not so. Yahushua got a date with destiny for these devils, okay. They gonna get definitely what's coming to them, okay. 2026 is gonna be a doozy, so buckle up and watch and see the deliverances of Yahweh, Yahweh. Okay, that's what this is about. Okay, stand fast and watch to see the deliverance of Yahweh Shai. But you have to be calling on His name. Okay, if you want these benefits. The book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 13. Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, stand firm and see the salvation of Yahweh, that ye will provide you today. For the Egyptian that you see today, you will never see again." Okay, so Yahweh is going to destroy these people, okay? They're going to get wiped off the face of the earth, okay? And if you have the elect, you're going to get a midnight train of Georgia out of here to make it out with your life, okay? And to be saved, okay? That's what this is all about, okay? But you got to seek Yahweh, Yahweh Shai while you still can, okay? Cling unto Yahweh. Cling unto Yahweh Shai, okay? With all your might and with all your soul. This is coming from an NET. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 3. Pay attention, Israel, and be careful to do this, so that it may go well with you, and that ye may increase greatly in number, as Yahweh, the power of your ancestors, said. To you will I give a land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is power. Yahweh is one. You must love Yahweh with your power, with all your mind, and with all your being, and with all your strength. Okay, so we have to love our God with all of our mind and with all of our strength. Okay, and wait and see how Yahweh shall destroy these nations. Okay, that buck up against him. Okay, this could be the year. Okay, we waiting for the mark of the beast. Okay, we know when that mark of the beast comes out, that's when this man's gonna go down. Okay, that's what this is about. Let's get it. The book of, we'll start at verse 15. The book of Revelations 13, verse 15. The second beast was empowered to give life unto the image of the first beast, that he should speak and could cause all those who do not worship the image of the beast will be killed, not take his mark of the beast, okay? So they're going to have you killed if you don't take the mark of the beast, okay? They're going to put a lot of pressure on you to take it. But just know, like we discussed on multiple occasions, if you take that mark of the beast, you will be destroyed with this man when he goes down. The book of, we'll start at verse 67. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 67. Behold, power himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off your iniquities, leave off your sins, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall power lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take you certain of you and feed you to being idle, to things offered to idols, okay? So that mark of the beast, okay, that MOTB system, okay, they're gonna feed you to things being idle, and they that consent unto them shall be in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. So if you still gonna take the mark of the beast, you still gonna be a reproach, okay? It doesn't matter, you're still gonna be of a reproach. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. He also calls everyone small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to obtain a mark on their right hand or their forehead. Thus no man was able to buy or sell things unless he bore the mark of the beast, that is his name or his number. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has insight calculate the numbers of the beast's number, for it is man's number, and his number is 666. Okay, they will go for it. Okay, but just don't, when they go for it, Yahweh's going to rain on this man's parade. Okay, this could be the year. Okay, we got to buckle up and watch and pray. Okay, that's what we have to do. Watch and pray. The book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 41. Stay awake and pray that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay, so the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay. This could be the year. Okay, one moment. Let's start at the book of Zechariah, chapter 6, chapter 2, Salakia, chapter 2, verse 6. you there flee from the northern land, says Yahweh, for like the four winds of heaven I will have scattered you, says Yahweh. Escape Zion, for you live along Babylonia. For Yahweh, heavenly armies have said, for this own glory has sent me unto the nations that plunder you. For anyone who hath touched you touches a pupil of my eye. Okay, so this devil fucked up on this one. Okay, this devil fucked up on this one. He didn't think things through. Okay, when he touched us, okay, he touched the apple of Yahweh's eye, okay? So when this thing comes down, you're going to see mass death and killing and destruction, okay, when this thing goes down, okay? And be on that midnight train in Georgia, you got to cling unto Yahweh's, okay, and be on his good side, okay? Because if you're on his bad side, woe unto you, okay? If you on his bad side, okay, woe unto you. This devil messed up. Okay, so one moment. Turn to the book of Matthews. Turn to the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 43. I was a stranger and you did not receive me as a guest, naked and ye did not clothe me, sick in prison and you did not visit me. Then they too will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick in prison and did not give you whatever you needed? Then he will answer them, I tell you the truth, just as you have did not do it for one of the least of these, and not do it for me. And these will depart into everlasting punishment, but the righteous unto everlasting life. Okay, so this is how Yahweh shall do this doctrine. Okay, and that's what this is about. This is what this is all about, okay? This is how you visit Yahweh Shai. Turn to the book of Isaiah. We'll start at verse 1. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. This is an article about Babylon that Isaiah the son of Amos saw. On a bare hills, raise a signal flag, shout to them, wave the hands, okay, shaking the hands with the Israelites, okay, shaking hands unto the nobles with the Israelites. You devils are going down, okay. That's about. You devils are going down. The book of Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 8. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom Yahweh will destroy by the breath of his mouth, by the mouth of his prophets, and wipe out by the manifestation of his arrival. Okay, so we're destroying this man by these by prophesying on this man. The so-called white man's going down. America's destroyed. Okay, the so-called white man has to go into slavery for what he done. Okay, so we're destroying this man, and Yahweh Shai is going to wipe out at his coming. Okay, that's what this is about. I have given, let's back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 3. I have given orders to my chosen soldiers. I have summoned the warriors whom I have vent my anger, my boasted, my arrogant ones. There is a loud noise on the mountains, the sound of large armies. There is a great commotion among the kingdoms. Nations are being assembled. Yahweh of heavenly armies is mustering the forces for the battle. Okay, so Yahweh Shai is getting World War III basically popped off. Okay, he's stirring up the anger. Okay, Russia, this Ukraine situation, okay, Israel and Iran, okay, he's stirring up the anger, okay, he's getting ready to make a move, okay. So you need to be on the side of Yahweh Shah while there's still a chance, okay, while the doors of mercy are still open. The so-called white man fucked up on this one. He didn't think things through, okay. Okay, one moment. The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10. Finally be strengthened in clothe yourselves with the full armor of power, that you be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world rulers of darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavens. Okay, so our battle's not with flesh and blood, okay? It's with spiritual wickedness in high places. Back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 5. They shall come from a distant land, from the horizon. It is Yahweh with his instruments of judgment coming to destroy the whole earth. Well, for Yahweh's day of judgment is near. It comes with all the destruction power of the sovereign one, okay? It's coming thermonuclear weapons, okay? Destined to cook this man, okay? If you want your life, you better call on Yahweh Shai so you can make it out with your life, okay? Stop playing with your soul. The book of Jeremiah 50, chapter 43, 44, 24, okay? So I have opened my place where my weapons are stored, I have brought out the weapons for carrying out my wrath. For I, the sovereign Yahweh of heavenly armies, have worked to carry out in the land of Babylonia. Okay, so you better seek Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. Okay, this could be the year. That's why we keep calling on Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. That's why we keep calling on the names. Okay? This could be the year that Yahweh Shai bring it to pass. Okay. The book of Jeremiah 50, verse 20. When that time comes, no guilt shall be found in Israel, no sin will be found in Judah, for I will forgive those of them that I have that survive, that I allowed to survive. Yahweh affirmed it. Okay, so the only ones that's going to survive are the elect. Okay, and it's going to take divine intervention for them to make it out with their life. Okay. The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 6. Well, for Yahweh day of judgment is near. It comes with all the destructive power of the sovereign one. For this reason, all hands hang limp. Every human heart loses courage. They panic, they cramp, into pain seizes hold of them, like those of a woman who is straining to give birth. They look at one another, astonishment. Their faces are flushed red. Okay, when they hear that nuclear bomb go off, boom. Okay, instant flush red faces. Okay, instant urinate on yourself. Okay, why don't you? Ears start bleeding. Okay, this is the terrible wrath of Yahweh Shai. This is it. The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. But this will be a picture of the plague that which Yahweh will strike all nations that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will decay while they stand on their feet. Their eyes will rot away in their sockets, and their tongues will dissolve in their mouth. Okay, so that's what this is about. Okay, so total obliteration. Okay. Totally obliterated. The book of Genesis, chapter 13, verse 10. Lot looked up and saw the whole region of the Jordan. He noticed that all of it was well watered. This was before Yahweh obliterated Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of Yahweh, like the land of Egypt, all the way to Zor. So Yahweh's going to obliterate this place, okay? That's what this is about, okay? Yahweh Shah's going to obliterate this place, okay? You got to call on Yahweh, Yahweh Shah while you still can, okay? While the doors of mercy are still open, okay? like we discussed, okay, and it seemed like it's repetition, you won't say that on that day, okay, when your ears start bleeding, okay, you won't say that. It's repetition when your face is flush red in that day, okay, you won't saying that, okay. You won't be saying that when they bring out this mark of the beast, okay? You won't be saying those things, okay? You don't need to say that stuff now, okay? The book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 1. Finally, brethren and sisters, rejoice in Yahweh. To write this, is again is no trouble to me. It is a safeguard, okay? It is safety for you to hear the saying over and over again. Because when this thing comes to pass, you won't be here saying this stuff. You won't be saying this stuff, okay, when this thing comes to pass.